graph. So what is meant by cyber knowledge graph? Why is it needed? How it works? Nowadays, businesses and organizations have a complex environment and complex cyber environment. There is a lot of internal and external cyber threat intelligence and the increasing risk of cyber attacks. So, and there is a vulnerability, there is a threat, there is assets, and there is a locations. By building holistic view and site map is quite challenging, becoming challenging. So that is why building attack chains or identifying vulnerability, exploiting vulnerability, critical vulnerability is very challenging until unless ethical has complete understanding of these aspects, right? So cyber security knowledge graph would help by knowledge aggregation, representation and management and reasoning. Because cyber security knowledge graph, it helps understand the relationship linking critical information of the vulnerability, threat, location, assets, evidence. By integrating and linking this critical information would help gives us efficient and accurate reasoning and would help to take intelligent decisions and also would helps to identify critical vulnerabilities and exploit those vulnerabilities by building attack chain. Because advanced attackers, their APTs, advanced persistent threats, are quite challenging or devastating impact on the organizations. So you need to, so to mitigate such risk and attacks, as ethical hacker need to build a cybersecurity knowledge graph by integrating and linking the critical information of these vulnerability, assets, threat and locations. Say vulnerability against threat. What threat? What vulnerability? There are so many vulnerabilities because there are so many complex assets are deployed and hosted in the organizations. So when complex and various assets are deployed and hosted in the organizations, so many applications deployed and so many risks present in that applications and so many open source components present, so many libraries and plugins are deployed or hosted in those organizations and applications, right? So when such complex nature of applications and libraries and open source components are deployed or hosted, and there is equally risk and vulnerabilities present. So vulnerabilities, so you need to build the relationship between vulnerabilities and assets. What are the applications? What are the various vulnerabilities can possible prone to occur in that assets in those applications? And against what kind of threats? What kind of threats can come in? And location depends on the location and sites and whether they are exposed in internet. If it is exposed to the internet, what kind of threats can come in? What kind of vulnerability can go against it? Right? Threats go against the vulnerabilities. Threats go against the locations. Site location also is very important. And those go against the assets. Right? Threats uses vulnerabilities. So of course again depend on the location. So it depend on that evidence. So by linking, integrating critical information of all these aspects, and you need to build a graph and that would help provide accurate and efficient reasoning for taking intelligent decisions, and it can help to strengthen the defense and to mitigate the risk coming from the advanced attackers. Most of the time advanced attackers perform APTs, advanced persistent threats.